SportsOvertime.com.
Get ready.
Hey, this is Jim Rodriguez of the Sports Bosses, and I want to talk to you about the Miami Media School. They provide hands-on broadcasting and internet media training. Located in the Mary Brickell Village, the campus features large classrooms and access to a full-service TV studio and control room. They have video editing suites, audio editing, and practice studios, plus 2 internet radio stations, all utilizing equipment that industry professionals use. They're accredited by the Accrediting Commission of Career Schools and Colleges. Please contact us today to set up a free tour and see what we're so excited about. That's the Miami Media School, 305-728-1120. Classes start soon, so call us now at 305-728-1120. That's the Miami Media School at www.miamimediaschool.com.
Stand by.
Now, back to our regular scheduled program.
The mission of Make-A-Wish Foundation is to grant the wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions, to enrich the human experience with hope, strength, and joy. It inspires us to grant wishes that change the lives of the kids they serve. It compels people to be creative in exceeding the expectations of every wish kid. It drives us to make our donated resources go as far as possible. Help make a beautiful memory for a child in need. Donate to Make-A-Wish Foundation at wish.org.
Have you ever thought of a career in broadcasting? The Miami Media School can get you started in the exciting fields of television and radio. At MMS, instructors will train you on the latest digital audio and video equipment. You'll find out what it's like to really be on air when you host your own radio show on one of our internet radio stations. Just think about it. You could be working at a TV or radio station in 36 short weeks. Call MMS for more information at 305-728-1120. Again, that's 305-728-1120. The Miami Media School, where broadcasting careers begin.
Hey, this is Jeff Fox from Freeman and Fox, the Sports Brothers radio show. I want you to meet me at East of Miami. Yes, that's right, East of Miami. It goes down every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We get down Bahamian style, baby. We do it backyard style. They've got the best native dishes on sale: steamed fish, stewed fish, conch fritters, conch salad, fried lobster, fried crab. The best in Bahamian food, south, oxtails. I mean, I'm talking about mouth-watering, awesome Bahamian food. And then you got me, DJ Jeff Fox. Yeah, that's right. I get behind the turntables, and I play the best Bahamian music, the best reggae, the best old school. It's nothing but fun. East of Miami. It all goes down 18014 Northwest 6th Place. That's one.
Classrooms, access to full-service digital TV. Classes are starting soon, so call now or visit us at the MiamiMediaSchool.com.
Stand by.
Now, back to our regular scheduled program.
Follow us on Twitter at SportsOT Radio.
You're listening to the Sports Bosses right here on SB Nation Radio with Brad Johnson and Jim Rodriguez.
I'm going to take my talents to South Beach.
Follow the guys on Twitter at the Sports Bosses.
Gordon to right. It's deep. And it's gone!
Whiteside way out of the wing now against Turner. Goes through the lane. There's a running sweeping hook. Got it to drop.
Gives it to Ajayi. Ajayi rolling left. 10, 5. Touchdown!
Here are your hosts, the Big Johnson and J-Rod.
And welcome to a Thursday edition of the Sports Bosses. I'm Jim Rodriguez. Brad is on his way. Major accident today. Clearly, I think Brad was finishing up his NCAA pool. That's what I think. Is your bracket done? Is your bracket busted? I hope not. Hope everything is good. NCAA tournament, Sean, kicking off today. Are you ready, Sean? Are you ready to win some points, roses, flowers?
I don't know about that, but I'm ready for it to be busted today. First round.
Clearly, as I posted on our Instagram page and on our Twitter page, I have the winning bracket. So anything you need, I talked to Greg Peterson. We talked to him here on Monday on the Sports Bosses. He gave me some tips. I modified my bracket a hair, but I'm still going with the North Carolina Classic, El Clásico del Carolina del Norte. Right? You gotta spit it. I still got Duke, North Carolina in the championship game, and I got Duke winning it all just because I like anarchy and chaos. So, but
see, I do have an ACC matchup, but I got Duke Louisville somehow.
Duke Louisville.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep,
You like the power of Pitino.
Well, what happened was when Peterson was on. He talked about the Wichita State, the Shockers.
Yeah,
I think they go.
I did the same thing. I got me like Wichita State. I might have to take it.
So I went from Shockers to their being the Cinderella because they're number 10.
Right.
So I took them up, and somehow Louisville ended up in there, and I was like,
somehow.
All right. I really don't know, Jim. I'm not lying.
There might have been some cocktails. There might have been some other.
Look, I had to redo it because I started with the Gators against the Canes in the final.
Now we were talking to Brad on Monday about it. Now, do you have one bracket or do you have multiple brackets?
I have two because you guys with the Sports Bosses are doing one.
Right.
And then we had another host on sportsovertime.com that did one. But honestly, the only difference was I think I had Duke, North Carolina in the other one, Duke, Louisville in the one with you guys.
I still stand my ground, and Greg Peterson, who was with us on Monday, thank God he backed me up because, again, one bracket.
Yeah.
So good luck to everybody. The things should be tipping off in about 15 minutes, but those games aren't important. You hang out with us till 2 o'clock today, then you can watch and hear all the basketball you want. All those games today suck. You don't want to watch those. Although
try to keep you up to date.
There really isn't any marquee games. Two of the number one seeds play today. Gonzaga plays today. Villanova plays today, but they don't feel as sexy as North Carolina. Duke plays tomorrow. Kansas plays tomorrow. Just seems like the big boys are playing on Friday.
Yeah, you got the Canes playing on Friday.
There you go. That's another.
They get to sit. They get to sit and watch almost the whole first round before they play.
Right, they play late, right?
Yeah. They got.
That was the hardest thing coming from the West Coast to the East Coast because obviously we're here at the Miami Media School. Come by and see us if you're in the area. You can also enroll in some of the classes here. Great facility. This is Studio 107 here at the Miami Media School. But the hardest thing about when I moved here to the East Coast was that the freaking games are so late. I remember I walked into a bar at 11:30 at night, and a game was starting.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought it was like a highlight. I thought it was maybe like a 30-minute recap. A game was starting at 11:30 at night. I was like, come on now.
You know what? What's funny, on the flip side, I came from the East Coast, and I went to 29 Palms, California when I was in the military. And 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, football's kicking off.
NFL
You're going to bed at 10 o'clock, and you've watched the whole day of football. And I was like, I might move.
Well, that was the master plan because you'd get up, you'd have Bloody Marys and breakfast, and you'd be watching the games. Then, that'd be the 10 a.m. game. Then the 1 o'clock game would start. And then the 5 o'clock game would start. And then after the 5 o'clock game, then you'd go out drinking. Then you'd go out partying. That would be the thing to do. So I don't know. I liked it a lot. But since it is NCAA tournament and since we are underway, I think one of the things we should talk about is the dad of the year, LeVar Ball. Clearly dad of the year. He is fighting with Charles Barkley. He is fighting with Michael Jordan. And this nugget is that he says he wants for his 3 sons. One is who plays at UCLA and playing in the tournament, and the other 2 who are in high school. He wants a $1 billion shoe deal for all 3 guys. But
$1 billion.
$1 billion. But because he's a nice guy, because he doesn't want to, put anybody out, he'll take $100 million up front because he's a good guy like that, right? That's a good guy like that. $100 million up front, but he wants $1 billion, and he's starting his own clothing line, his own label. I just got to wonder, is LeVar Ball an evil genius? Is this all choreographed? Because, we talked about it in the past where we talked about, Venus and Serena's dad, Richard Williams, how he kind of, not to the extent of LeVar Ball, where he didn't get into, shouting matches or beefs with people publicly like that. At least I can't recall any. But Richard was saying that his daughters were going to be the greatest ever, and they were going to be, and he was right. So you just got to wonder if LeVar Ball is onto something, or he's just a crazy dad. I think right now he's got one hell of a son at UCLA, and Lonzo. But I wonder if that's going to affect his draft status. I wonder if that's going to affect his ability to be able to mesh and be able to come in on a team, because obviously, they say when you marry somebody, you marry their family. And if you're marrying a crazy family, they're going to be in your life and they're going to make your life difficult. Well, I think if you draft Lonzo Ball, you're not only getting a great player, or you hope you're getting a great player, but you're getting LeVar Ball. And I wonder if that's worth it. I wonder if they're going to have to cut him off, shut him down, say, listen, Lonzo, we want you. Get your old man out of here. And it's an interesting situation. It's an interesting perspective, because we've seen what's happening with Tom Brady. We've seen how he has had to shut his dad down. We saw the bad example that Todd Marinovich set, who, by the way, just got in trouble again. I think they found him naked somewhere.
He was naked. He was nude, in the nude.
I think that's Brad Johnson.
Brad? But I'm wearing clothes. I'm not nude.
Well, we should. Do you have a mic? You should
get
in
I'm
here.
Not.
Then.
I'm not nude. You made some good points about Lonzo Ball. One of the things that I wanted to say about that is you brought up Tom Brady. We talked about Marinovich. Has his sons reached out publicly or to him and said, "Dad, stop"? Because in both of those cases, the sons reached out to their dads and said, "Dad, you're doing too much." The case with the Venus and Serena, they never reached out and said, "Dad, you're doing too much." So I think until the kids who have a voice, and Lonzo, who's about to be, in all intents and purposes, an adult, because he'll be going to the NBA, they have a voice. They can go and say, "Hey, Dad, you're doing too much. This is a little bit too much." I think the reason we're not hearing anything from that is because they believe in what he's doing. They believe in what he's saying. And everyone looked at Richard Williams like he was crazy.
Yeah.
Like you said. So I want to continue to see this play out. I saw him go up against Marcellus Wiley the other day in a one-on-one basketball game. That's a big guy. Now, the claims of him being able to take Michael Jordan physically, yeah, okay. He's 270 pounds. Yeah, sure. I don't think he could. I think Michael Jordan would spin right around him. But, from his standpoint of what he's saying is, I believe in my kids. This is something that all fathers should do. If my kid had that talent, maybe I would take it to that level if I had that platform that he has. I have no problem with what he's doing until, J-Rod, his kids jump in and say, "Dad, you're doing too much. It's affecting me. It's affecting my team. It's affecting our team goal." They haven't done that. Tom Brady did that because it was affecting the case that he was going on. It was, people were looking at that because, remember, this was Deflategate that he was discussing. Mm-hmm. This was him talking bad about the NFL. Lonzo Ball, to this date, has not said anything bad against basketball, college basketball, high school basketball, or the NBA. Now, he's taken some pot shots at some players, ex-players. LeVar. At some TV analyst, Charles Barkley, he's taking pot shots there. But he hasn't said anything bad against the commissioner, against the association, against how things are run.
Well, he did say he wouldn't play for anybody other than the Lakers.
Right. Now, that's we've had plenty of players say, "I want to play for this team. This is who I've grown up with."
The dad.
Yeah, the dad. Again, I think that's minuscule to what I'm saying. That's minuscule to what I'm saying. And it's gotten to the point to where he's now putting a target on his family, because from TMZ's report, their house was, I don't know if he said this earlier, their house was robbed last night during the Younger Balls high school game, which was televised. Right. And he was going to be there. So the criminals knew that his whole family was going to be out because this is a state playoff game. They're going to be on TV, blah, blah, blah. They robbed his house. The neighbor said they heard a big crash, and they caught him before they could get anything, and everything was screwed out. They don't have any suspects yet, but they caught the burglar in action. So I'm wondering, now that this has happened, does he dial it back? Because now it is directly affecting his family.
Again, I honestly think, maybe I'm being naive, and I've been accused of being naive before. I think LeVar Ball is a crafty, genius fox.
What's the company called? Big Baller Wear? Big Baller Wear?
Yeah, it's 3 B's for his 3 sons.
Right.
I think he is putting all the pressure on himself, taking all the pressure off his sons, so all they have to do is play basketball. All the questions, everything's coming toward crazy-ass LeVar Ball. And I think that's kind of smart if that's his game plan. If he's truly trying to involve himself, if he's trying to inject himself so it's look at me, then I think he's completely wrong.
Now, you put the adjectives in front, crazy ass. Now, do you believe by what he's saying he's acting crazy?
I think he's a genius marketer in that he's deflecting any and all attention from his sons to him. So his sons, especially the high school ones, can just play basketball. And if you want to, in all the news, all the stories, go to Dad.
Right. Okay.
Dad's the one that's crazy.
Right.
Dad's the one that's saying all these things. Hey man, I'm just playing basketball.
Right. So I'm on the other.
If that's what he's doing.
Right. I'm on the other end of that.
If he's just trying to be look at me, then he's a fool.
Right. I'm on the other end of it. I don't think he's crazy. I think this is another example.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I think he's crafty. Right. I think he's an evil. I think he's a genius.
Right. Well,
if that's what he's doing.
Right. Well, here's why I say that, because this is maybe the second or third time that we have seen a father go out and publicly state the dominance of his children, publicly state, and we started with Richard Williams, and it worked perfectly.
Yeah.
And no one has done it since.
But Richard Williams didn't get into this. Didn't get into these. Now, granted, there was no Twitter, there was no social media, but he didn't get into these shouting matches. He didn't get into these wars of the words in the media.
But we did see that with him. Do you remember? You always. I'm going to go back to it. I love my 30 for 30s. And this was one of the very first ones. Remember back in Compton, he got into a crazy shouting match a couple times with members of the LA media and with the LA. What do you call them? The city? Is it city council? Is that what LA has? The city council over the parks that were being built in Compton, over the facilities. There was I can't remember her name, but there was a city councilwoman who who jumped on his back and was, had his back and went to bat for him to these city council meetings, to the media things.
But to me, again, that's the genius of Richard Williams, because what is he doing? He's getting
bringing the attention,
but he's improving the park system.
Right.
He's improving
which he
facilities.
Very well did.
Not only for his daughters, but for future tennis players.
Right.
To me, that's a crafty genius.
Right. Now, Jim, you were there when that was going on. Was it that bad as far as
No, I mean, I think
the parks. I mean, that bad. I don't know.
Public parks.
Yeah.
I mean, in Compton, everything's bad.
Everything's bad, right?
It's a great community with rich traditions that unfortunately is an impoverished area.
Right. Okay.
That people have sort of forgotten about because of the bad rap and the gangsters and the gangs seem to have now represent Compton.
And he brought that back in,
as opposed to the great community that it was and still is. But I think Richard Williams' his motivation wasn't look at me, it was look at these parks.
Right.
And if you want to fight me, if you want to pick on me, great. But what are we talking about? The parks. I don't see LeVar Ball trying to fix public basketball courts.
No.
He's trying to fight Charles Barkley. He's trying to fight Michael Jordan. I mean, that guy averaged 2 points in college, and he said he could have taken. I'm like, come on.
Michael Jordan averaging 35. Him ordering.
I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because I think he clearly has the best intentions for his children.
Right.
Clearly. But I just hope that's what it is, and it's not him actually thinking these things because, again, Richard Williams, to me, laid the
groundwork,
the blueprint
right.
of how to be a sports dad.
Right.
You have you have what people would deem as your crazy side, but there was a plan and there was a purpose to that, and it worked.
It worked perfectly to a T.
That's why I just hope.
That's why I don't have a problem with what Lonzo is doing at all.
I hope the Bulls are more towards Serena and Venus than they are toward Todd Moreno.
And you got to remember too. Let's look at it like this: tennis, the NBA, basketball. You know, two different worlds.
Yeah.
Two different worlds. Totally. I mean, you got two black girls trying to break into
unheard of
world-class tennis.
Unheard of.
From the inner city. Does not happen.
Unheard. Never done.
Does not happen.
Never done before.
And versus okay, you got 3 young black guys who are good at basketball. Where's the story there? You know, there's not a story there. That happens all the time. I don't care if they're from the rich place, middle class, or poor as dirt. That happens. That story's been told. But what I like about Lonzo Ball, and I will put this, I will stick this on the wall, is that he will not back down until his family addresses him about it. And I respect that. Now, the minute that he does it, the minute we see on Twitter, on TMZ, on whatever outlet that Lonzo's not happy, the younger ones aren't happy, his wife isn't happy from the attention, and he continues to go and he goes out of his way to say, I don't care what they say. This is then, Jim, that's crazy.
Then he's crazy.
Then he's crazy. Then he's a crazy sports person.
Yeah.
But
Well,
until then,
I
I think he's a caring dad. I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
I hope that my kid.
Again, that's what I'm saying. To me, I'm giving him a pass.
Yeah.
Because to me, I think this is all a way of deflecting attention away from his children, in the sense that maybe not attention, but the pressure that they're going to become. Because now Lonzo Ball is going to have the pressure to be a superstar in the NBA.
Right.
Because he's been a superstar in college. His younger brothers are going to be pressured into be superstars in college because
they're amazing in high school.
And I think with pressure is a son of a bitch. Pressure is a son of a bitch.
Or it can be a very good thing.
And I think what LeVar is doing is he's trying to deflect all that toward him. Hopefully that's what it is, and he's just not a crazy old man.
If they don't become superstars, you know, where does that leave Lonzo Ball? Where does that leave? First off, I don't think they'll get $1 billion contract, but I think that he can work in a great shoe deal to include all of them. Now, how's that going to work with?
He'll just take $100 million.
Yeah, well,
hell, I'll take $100 million.
But here's the thing: Kobe got $90 million back in '97 to sign with Adidas. That's not a lot of money for a shoe deal. That was 20 years ago when he got $90 million. Yeah. So that's what he's thinking. You know, that's nothing. So I think that if he gets that deal, he has proven a point. No matter what, he's gotten the goal completed to where he wanted. So, you know, I hope nothing but the best for him, because what I don't want is for him to fail. And I see so many members of the media who discuss this, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on roundtables like we're having, who are just hoping for this guy to fail, want him to fall flat on his face, want him to do that.
Yeah, it's the big
and that's the nature of the beast.
It's the big mouth theory. You always want to shut up the big mouth.
Right. But even and what's funny is, of all people, J-Rod, of all people, Charles Barkley, who is the biggest big mouth on television today, has a problem with another guy doing the same thing that he has 1,400 Emmys sitting in his room for.
Yeah, I mean, but I see where Charles is coming from, because Charles played.
Yeah.
LeVar didn't play.
Right.
I mean, he didn't have any success.
That was one thing that I always did, Jim. When I would have a player on shows, or if I'm interviewing them and it was an NFL player, I wouldn't try and say, hey, I know what's going on. I know what you're talking about. Because I didn't. Because I got cut, J-Rod. I didn't make it anywhere.
Sure.
You know,
sure.
I may have gotten a shimmel, a helmet, and the pads, but that was for, you know, a good 48 hours. I didn't go anywhere.
Right.
But if I have someone on who played college ball, I'll debate you to my teeth fall out, because I did it. So I'm on your side on that, definitely. But for Barkley to continue to...
But it is an asinine comment.
Right.
To say he could have taken Michael Jordan.
Oh,
To me, of all the statements that LeVar Ball has made, that was the first one that to me was, that sounds a little desperate.
Well, here's the thing.
That sounds a little thirsty, as the kids would say.
Here's the thing on that.
That sounds a little, look at me, look at me.
Here's the thing on that. He was saying that in his prime, he was 6'6", 270. Right. Okay? In Jordan's prime, he was 6'6", maybe 215, maybe 220.
Uh-huh.
Okay? He was saying all he would do for Jordan in a one-on-one game, which physically, I have no problem with what he's saying. All he's got to do is back him down. There's no way he's going to overtake a guy 50 pounds without fouling him. That's just not going to happen. Jordan did not put muscles on until way later. Yeah. So he was a very skinny, sick. So that being said, all right, Lonzo, I'll give you a couple points. If all you're going to do is back somebody up in the post and get them 250 pounds, you can do it to me. Sean, you can do it to me. All you're going to do is back me up and then turn around. I'll give you a point or two on that. But when Michael Jordan gets the ball and they're playing a game of make it, take it, Jim, where you make it and you don't get it back, all Jordan's got to do is score once and he'll never catch it. Ever.
That's right.
And that's what he's talking about, a one-on-one game. So if that's the case, you know what? I'll give you 1 or 2 points.
Nah, not me.
I do because physically, if that's all you're doing, it's half court and it's 1-on-1. All you gotta do is post him up. Now, without him fouling you.
Now that's that.
Without him fouling you.
But all Michael has to do is hit one shot, and he won't.
And that's it.
He won't miss the rest.
And he
of the
won't
day.
miss the rest. And if Michael's the stats that we were looking at when they did those comparisons is 2.2, 2.5, 2.2 assists, rebounds.
That was unfair.
Versus the third.
That was unfair.
Here's my thing. Also that year, what they didn't look at was he was Defensive Player of the Year that year that those numbers were put side by side. So all he's got to do, post up, drop step, let him fall, come back around and take the ball. Defensive Player of the Year. That's how you get it done. Yeah. I'll tell you what. That's how Kawhi Leonard gets it done against people who are much taller.
Don't be thirsty, LeVar. Don't be thirsty. Save that for the ladies at the club.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Leave that up to me. I'll handle with the thirstiness. Let's take a break, huh?
Yes, let's do that. Hey, you're listening to Sports Boss at sportsovertime.com. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Facebook is cool. The biggest thing since Google.
Like our Facebook fan page at sportsovertime.com.
Get ready.
Hey, this is Jim Rodriguez of the Sports Bosses, and I want to talk to you about the Miami Media School. They provide hands-on broadcasting and internet media training. Located in the Mary Brickell Village, the campus features large classrooms and access to a full-service TV studio and control room. They have video editing suites, audio editing, and practice studios, plus 2 internet radio stations, all utilizing equipment that industry professionals use. They're accredited by the Accrediting Commission of Career Schools and Colleges. Please contact us today to set up a free tour and see what we're so excited about. That's the Miami Media School, 305-728-1120. Classes start soon, so call us now at 305-728-1120. That's the Miami Media School at www.miamimediaschool.com.
Stand by.
Now, back to our regular scheduled program.
The mission of Make-A-Wish Foundation is to grant the wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions, to enrich the human experience with hope, strength, and joy. It inspires us to grant wishes that change the lives of the kids they serve. It compels people to be creative in exceeding the expectations of every wish kid. It drives us to make our donated resources go as far as possible. Help make a beautiful memory for a child in need. Donate to Make-A-Wish Foundation at wish.org.
Have you ever thought of a career in broadcasting? The Miami Media School can get you started in the exciting fields of television and radio. At MMS, instructors will train you on the latest digital audio and video equipment. You'll find out what it's like to really be on air when you host your own radio show on one of our internet radio stations. Just think about it. You could be working at a TV or radio station in 36 short weeks. Call MMS for more information at 305-728-1120. Again, that's 305-728-1120. The Miami Media School, where broadcasting careers begin.
Hey, this is Jeff Fox from Freeman and Fox, the Sports Brothers radio show. I want you to meet me at East of Miami. Yes, that's right, East of Miami. It goes down every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We get down Bahamian style, baby. We do it backyard style. They've got the best native dishes on sale. Steamed fish, stewed fish, conch fritters, conch salad, fried lobster, fried crab. The best in Bahamian food, South, oxtails. I mean, I'm talking about mouth-watering, awesome Bahamian food. And then you got me, DJ Jeff Fox. Yeah, that's right. I get behind the turntables, and I play the best Bahamian music, the best reggae, the best old school. It's nothing but fun. East of Miami. It all goes down 18014 Northwest 6th Place. That's 18014 Northwest 6th Place in Miami Gardens. And don't forget, you can get breakfast on Saturdays, stewed fish and grits, Johnny cake, corned beef, chicken sauce, boiled fish. Man, this menu is off the chain. All right? Crack conch salad, lobster. Good. It all goes down east of Miami, 18014 Northwest 6th Place. That's 18014 Northwest 6th Place in Miami Gardens. Tell Hennessy and TJ Jeff Fox sent you. from the Sports Brothers Radio Show.
I'm Brad Johnson of the Sports Bosses, coming to you live today to tell you a little bit about the Miami Media School. They provide hands-on broadcasting and internet media training. Located in beautiful Mary Brickell Village, the campus features large classrooms, access to full-service digital TV studios, control room, video editing suites, editing and practice studios. And remember, they are accredited by the Accrediting Commission of Career Schools and Colleges. Visit them on the web at www.miamimediaschool.com. Again, that's www.miamimediaschool.com. Or call them at 305-728-1120, located at 901 South Miami Avenue. Come up to the 3rd floor. Come say hi to everyone here in beautiful Miami, Florida. Again, classes are starting soon, so call now or visit us at themiamimediaschool.com.
Stand by.
Now, back to our regular scheduled program.
Follow us on Twitter at SportsOT Radio.
The Sports Bosses with Brad Johnson and Jim Rodriguez continues now on SB Nation Radio. Here are your hosts, the Big Johnson.
I'm not going 1 in 15. Well, I'll be swimming in the lake over there somewhere.
And J-Rod.
I'm a legend, a living legend.
And welcome back to the Sports Bosses. Brad Johnson, who was late just a little bit, but still got in on that last segment, and Jim Rodriguez, Sean Stanley on the ones and twos. It is, again, one of the biggest days in sports as the NCAA tourney gets underway.
But don't watch any of those games.
Yeah, don't watch any of those games.
They all suck. You know when the games get better? 2 o'clock, when we're off the air.
When we're off the air, yeah. I was going to say, but for later on tonight, don't forget, we have our bracket here for the Sports Bosses, so we will keep you abreast of that.
Not only do we have the brackets, I have the winning bracket.
So check on our Twitter feed for the games later today, later tonight. We'll do the updates as Jim's bracket turns to a multi-championship winning thing, and mine goes to crap.
Did you hear about the guy in Vegas? Our buddies over at Vegas Sports Information Network. There's a guy who owns a bunch of Fremont downtown Vegas hotels. And the guy made, for the first round, he made 32 $11,000 bets on each of the games.
Wow.
Okay? He started off 0-1. So
that's a good sign.
He made 32 $11,000 bets, and they're keeping a random, they're keeping a track, and it's against the spread.
Wow.
So I think I got to check his name. It may be Dave Stevens, but
and the only thing I saw that was funny, which there was a guy in New York who owns a steak restaurant, who promised the winners of, I want to say like Northwestern? The guys who had never been in.
First time ever in the tournament for Northwestern.
Yeah, Northwestern.
Right. You're right.
He promised the whole team steak dinners.
Ooh, violation. Violation.
If they win.
Violation.
Which you say violation, and I say that's kind of cool. I don't know if it is cool,
but it's a violation.
Yeah, I don't know if it can actually happen.
Yeah. Derek J. Stevens.
Was the gambler.
He's 0-4 because
we've had our games.
He bet the first, so he lost all 4 of the first 4 games. He lost all 4 of them.
That's just 44.
He had Providence +1, lost. He had NC Central -2, lost. He had Wake +1, lost, and he had New Orleans -1.5, lost.
That's nothing.
So he's down 44 grand.
That's nothing. 44 grand to that guy is nothing because that's why he made those bets. I would take it if I was a gambler, which I'm not.
Derek, I'm feeling you. If you need a loan, let me know.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I were a gambler, I wouldn't gamble unless I had the money to lose. That's my thing. But that's probably why I'm not a good gambler.
Yeah.
And why I wouldn't be a good gambler, because I don't think a good gambler thinks like that, right?
Well, a good gambler a professional gambler has, it's like playing the stock market, I guess is the best way to say it. You do your numbers, you do your crunching, at the end of the day, I still gamble with my gut. Thankfully, I've got a big gut. But it's
getting smaller. You don't start losing money.
You start saying, listen, I still think such and such. Like for me, I had USC winning that game last night against Providence. I did the numbers and everything like that, but I still had a gut feeling that USC was going to win the game. And of course, I felt awful when they were down 11 points at one point. I was like, I'm an idiot. But they came back and won the game. So yeah, but again, for you to make 32 $11,000 bets,
That's a big jump.
You're not emptying your bank account.
No.
You've got money to spend to be able to that. But I just, it's interesting though. It's one of those things. Like I was in a golf pool once, and
You did a golf pool?
Yeah, it was.
You may have a problem.
Well, it's actually a pretty fun idea. The idea was you take all the tournaments during the season and you write down who the winner is going to be of the tournament.
Okay.
And you can't use the same guy twice.
Right.
Okay. And whatever money they make, let's say you put Tiger Woods is going to win the Hawaii Open, and he finishes third. So whatever money he makes, that's how many points you accumulate.
So if he made $100,000 for finishing third?
100,000 points.
Oh, okay.
And so at the end of the year, whoever has the most points wins the tournament.
Okay.
And if the guy wins the tournament, you've made
You
more
get the
points.
$5 million or whatever he gets.
So what we used to do was you'd pay off 1, 2, and 3, and if you finished second to last, you get your money back. You get your entry fee back.
I like that idea, actually.
So I'm not going to say who it is, but a very important, well-respected, well-paid talent at the place I used to work at won the pool.
Oh, you always get on me. Go ahead and say it.
And
it
was like, no, I'm not, because I don't know if this person is comfortable with that. But it was sort of like, really? The rich got richer?
Yeah, well.
And he said, well, I'm going to donate it to charity.
Yeah, right.
And we used to say, charity, your right pocket.
Yeah, charity. Yeah, exactly.
But that kind of, this whole thing with Derek Stevens, it's like, again, if you make $11,000.
Now who is he again? You said he was the.
He owns several casinos in Las Vegas.
Do we know the names of them?
Yeah, the D. Don't laugh.
Okay.
The D, which is
where you get it every time you go in.
There are two Vegases.
Okay.
There's the Vegas
Strip.
Yep. And then there's Fremont Street, which is downtown.
Okay.
Golden Nugget.
I've heard of that.
It used to be a real shady part of Las Vegas.
Right.
But it's turning into now a very kind of millennial, hip kind of,
get away from the old people at the slot machines.
Yeah, but it's a little cheaper. Mm-hmm. It's a little, it's off the beaten path.
Right.
You get it's heavily locals go there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's another market to Vegas.
Right.
So you get away not so much from the old people. You get away from the tourists. You get away from what we call the Vegas douchebag that comes in and, hey, what's up? It's more of the people who like to gamble and don't want to spend $1,000 a night on a hotel room.
Right.
And so he owns a couple of casinos down there.
Oh, okay. So he's got
money. He's got money.
Yeah, he's got that money. I'll tell you someone else who has money, it appears so, and that's the Los Angeles Lakers, who combined $136 million over 4 years for Deng and Mozgov to play for them.
Sit down.
Just sit down.
Sit down. We're done.
They're done. Yeah. The last final 15 games of this regular season, Luke Walton and the powers that be, and you have to say, Magic Johnson has a say in this at this point.
Of course. I think he's telling them to tank, because that's what they're doing. They are tanking.
Well,
there's no doubt about it.
Genie Bus and the other bus members went on record months ago railing against tanking, saying, tanking is unforgivable.
It sets a bad example for the young players.
Mm-hmm. They're doing the strategy that teams are using in tanking. It's doing damage to the NBA. It's doing damage to the culture.
The Sixers have been the blueprint of what tanking, and unfortunately for them, it hasn't worked for them because they're still terrible.
Trust the process, J-Rod. Go ahead, Sean.
No, I wanted to ask you guys, because obviously you're thinking they're tanking.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. But couldn't this be a way Magic Johnson and the new GM gets to scout the younger talent? You know what Dink can do. You kind of know what Mozgov can do.
Right.
It's a way for them to see what they have in the younger talent.
I would believe that.
Yeah.
If their picks aren't directly related to their record. And this is why. If the Lakers finish out of the top 3 in the draft, they lose draft picks.
Yeah.
They owe them to other teams. So
it's part of that deal.
The worse they play, the more probability is when they do the lottery balls that they'll be in the top 3 of the NBA draft. If they get the number 4 pick, they have to give up draft picks through trades that they've made. So they're trying to guarantee, because obviously the worse your record is, the more ping pong balls you'll have and the better chances you'll be in the top 3 in the draft. So that's what they're trying to do. There's no other way of looking at this. They are tanking. They've lost 10 in a row or 10 of the last 11 games.
Lost by 30 against the Rockets.
They're sitting Nick Young. They're playing a guy from the G League. They're sitting Mozgov. They're sitting Luol Deng. I just hope Luke Walton has a plan. Because
it's what his dad said. Get out of there. Don't take the job.
Because they're going to say, oh, by the way, you had a terrible record this year. You're fired too, even though we told you to tank. So,
well, what's funny is, on record, Bill Walton said publicly many, many times over, Luke, do not take this job. Do not take this job. This is going to be a bad move for you. Of course, you don't listen to your dad. But, what's going to...
Lonzo does. Lonzo Ball does.
What's going to be funny is you spoke about Philly earlier.
Yeah.
And how they keep getting all these first rounders and and nothing happens. The way this would work out, because of the Dwight Howard trade, they would eventually lose it to Philly again. Philly would get this in 2018 if they drop out of those three.
All right.
Which is funny, and it's all because of the Dwight Howard trade that happened, 3 years ago?
Shoot, one of these picks is associated to a Steve Nash trade they made, years ago. So to me, to answer your question, Sean, I would agree.
What was Jerry Buss doing?
I think Jerry Buss was too busy playing poker at the end of his life because Jerry Buss loved playing poker. Yes, sir.
I take back what I said. They're tanking.
They're tanking.
They're tanking.
They're tanking.
They are the tank. Let's go streaking.
Well, and then here's the other thing too. If you're Magic Johnson, by the way, we looked up the restraining order. Still no word on that. So I can't say it fully. But if Magic Johnson really is trying to just wipe this clean and go in with a fresh slate, I want to be known either for what's the Drake song? Started from the bottom and now we're here. If that's really the mantra that he's doing, then he's doing the right thing. This is what you have to do.
Well, that's what I said at the beginning. To me, at the beginning, you wanna just tank it.
But here's
to start over again.
But here's the catch-22. We talked about what's the time frame that he gets to get these guys back.
Right.
Will 2 or 3 seasons be enough to start back from the bottom in the NBA in the West?
Well,
that's hard.
I think the Lakers, their bar, and we've talked about this, their bar is so high. Like for the Milwaukee Bucks, the bar is let's make the playoffs.
Right.
We make the playoffs, woo, it's a success. For the Lakers,
that's hard to do. A championship against these teams who are the way they're stacked.
Yeah, but that's why there aren't very many organizations that think like that.
Right.
The Lakers are one of them. The Celtics are one of them. The New York Yankees are one of them. The New York Yankees will tell you, listen, our goal every year is to win the World Series.
The New England Patriots are one of them, even though they do it without anybody there, which I don't know how, but that's their goal.
If you're the Patriots, winning the division,
that's nothing. They've done it 15 times.
That's what you're expected. The bar begins at great.
Right.
Now, that's a high bar.
Right.
And that's what the Lakers have created for themselves and the fan base. Now, again, there's realistic expectations that, I think Magic and the new regime gets 2 to 3 years to turn this thing around. And what I mean by turn this thing around, for me as a fan, because I am a level-headed sports fan.
You want to see them go to the finals.
Right. I think in 2 to 3 years, the idea is you're making the playoffs, you're making deep runs so that in 3 or 4 years, this team, you can say this team is an NBA Finals contender. This is an NBA championship.
Legitimately, do you see them going up against San Antonio, Golden State, and the Rockets in the next 2 years? Out of those 3 teams.
I see them definitely surpassing San Antonio because Father Time is getting San Antonio.
Well,
Tim Duncan is gone.
Yeah.
Mono Ginobili is going to be gone. Tony Parker.
Tony Parker is going to be gone. I still see the Spurs as a top tier team, even though the LaMarcus Aldridge deal. That's kind of weird.
But I'm talking about NBA Finals.
Yeah,
I don't see the Spurs in that in 3 years. The Warriors,
sure, they'll be there.
Absolutely.
The Rockets?
The Rockets?
They could be there as well.
The Rockets are still the Rockets.
They're still the Rockets.
The Rockets are still the Rockets.
But here's the thing, the Rockets.
It's Mike D'Antoni. They'll find some way to screw it. That's what the Rockets do.
Well, the Rockets beat the Lakers by 30 last night.
Oh, they beat a terrible Laker team. They beat a team that's tanking.
Yeah, but anytime
a win is still a win.
A win is still a win.
You beat a terrible team that's tanking. That doesn't count.
But 30 points in the NBA to me is.
Against a team that's tanking.
Yeah.
A team that doesn't want to win.
I'm still going to give these top tier teams. I'm going to stick with San Antonio, Houston, and Golden State today. still being able to say in 2 years, I feel comfortable today saying in 2 years, we'll still be saying those are the 3 teams in the West. I feel comfortable saying
I think in 2-3 years, you can take San Antonio off of there. I think they'll be not where the Lakers are, but they'll be trying to make the playoffs as an
now,
eighth seed.
let me ask you a question. Is Pop still there and we're saying that?
I think Pop is there as long as Pop wants to be there.
But I'm saying, is Pop there still what you're saying in 2 years, them being an eighth seed?
If he wants to be.
I don't see that. I think if Pop is behind center, he's like we said this before, he's like a Belichick. He'll take whoever is on that court and he'll find a way to win.
Sure.
And I think because he's Belichickian in that, I think in 2 years they'll still be in contention for a Western Conference final push every single year.
I'll see you in 2 years.
Yeah, well, I know that's the thing. We gotta wait 2 years for that.
We'll have a dinner at Prime 112 on that. I think in 2 years they'll be fighting for an 8th spot.
Ooh. Well, with draft and Lonzo Ball coming to the Lakers, we'll have to see.
He's only coming to the Lakers.
We'll have
That's
to see.
it. Don't even bother.
Happens. And
don't even bother, Philly.
And Kobe has to be his personal shooting coach as well. By the way, Magic Johnson saying, Kobe, doors open, my friend.
And Kobe's like, that's nice.
Yeah, Kobe.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm rich. I'm gonna sit here.
Now, how long does Kobe sit there, you think?
I don't think Kobe has demonstrated he cannot. I don't want to say relate. Kobe's not a teacher.
Right.
Kobe's a leader.
Right.
And his leading style is get out of my way and give me the ball.
Right.
He's not a teacher.
Right.
I think Kobe can come in every once in a while, speak to the team about what it takes to be a champion, but to sit there in a grind every day on a Wednesday in the middle of February after a night game to go out there and practice, Kobe would punch somebody in the throat.
He really would.
He wouldn't take any of that.
He really would.
Kobe's not wired or built to be a teacher. Kobe's listen, this is what you need to do to be a winner. If you can't do it, you're not a winner.
Does Jordan go down and talk to his players now that he's an owner? And if he does,
have we again?
No, I haven't heard it.
Have we seen it?
But personally, I'm thinking.
I have a theory.
Do you think his personality is the type of person who will watch a game, go meet with the player in the locker, and say, "Hey, I saw you do this." Do you think his personality is that?
I think because he's the owner and he's Michael Jordan, I think he has that cachet and he has that right. But again, I could see him, and I'm just completely talking.
We're all speculating.
I could see him coming up to you as a player and saying, "Listen, I saw this the other day. I think you should do this. I think I would have done this, or this is what led for me to be successful. I think you should try to incorporate that in your game."
Right.
And if you can't do it, well, this guy's just not good enough, and there's no point talking to you. I think that's the difference.
If you don't take his advice and start to integrate that, or
if you can't do it.
Okay, gotcha.
If you can't do it, because I think one of the great.
Well, then everybody off his team should be kicked off because they're horrible.
Because then I think Michael Jordan would lose his mind if he had to constantly be coaching and telling his players. Because that's the one drawback.
Horrible.
That's the one drawback, I think, of being one of the greatest, if not the greatest player ever. Because how do you say, well, just grab the ball, cut left, and drive to the basket? Well, you're freaking Michael Jordan, bro.
Right.
I can't do that.
And I'm going to go back to those who can't teach. Well, he could. So he doesn't, and so could Kobe. Kobe could as well. So
I think Kobe can explain to people what is successful for him. I don't think Kobe can coach. I don't think Kobe has the patience or the.
Well, maybe that's where Magic comes in and says, "Hey, this
stamina.
is how you do it."
I don't think Kobe has the patience or stamina to sit there and say, "Nope, do it this." Nope.
Does Kobe have the same respect that Magic has for the Buss family, which is why he's here? For the Lakers organization. You talked about it earlier. You said, when he came in, he said he wanted to be the DNA of this Lakers franchise.
Everything I've ever read and the things that Kobe has said when I've talked to him, I don't think he has any desire to, when he's done playing, he's done playing. He's done. I don't want to be part of a team. I don't want to be part of basketball. I don't want to coach. I don't want to be a GM. I don't want to be a scout. I'm done. I put in my 20 years. I made my money. I'm going to spend time with my family. I'm the greatest. I got my rings. I don't have to explain myself to anybody.
Right.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
I don't think he needs the NBA. I don't think he needs that juice of constantly being involved.
That
in
Magic
NBA.
and Jordan and Bird and those guys.
I think those guys, their competitiveness, I think extends past when they were players. Because there are some players that say, dude, I don't want to be around this game. I did this my whole life.
Right.
I want to get on a plane and go to the south of France with my wife.
Right.
I don't want to be like, well, I can't because it's the NBA season.
Right.
And
I may need to be at this arena and that arena.
I think Kobe's, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think Kobe's ready to live his life. Shoot, Kobe's a young man, so there's a lot of living to do, my friend. You've been in your gym the whole life. Get out of the gym for a while.
Hey, there's a lot of time here as well left on this show, but before we go to break, we want to say thank you to the Miami Media School for giving us an opportunity to be in this lovely Studio 107. Remember, classes are enrolling now. Go to miamimediaschool.com. Again, that's miamimediaschool.com. And you too can be sitting at a round table or maybe behind the screen or at a desk doing some type of editing, helping out Czar on the social media aspect. miamimediaschool.com, there where it's at. You've been listening to the Sports Bosses. We will be back. This is sportsovertime.com. Don't go anywhere.
Facebook. Facebook is cool. The biggest thing since Google.
Like our Facebook fan page at sportsovertime.com.
Get ready.
Hey, this is Jim Rodriguez of the Sports Bosses, and I want to talk to you about the Miami Media School. They provide hands-on broadcasting and internet media training. Located in the Mary Brickell Village, the campus features large classrooms and access to a full-service TV studio and control room. They have video editing suites, audio editing, and practice studios, plus 2 internet radio stations, all utilizing equipment that industry professionals use. They're accredited by the Accrediting Commission of Career Schools and Colleges. Please contact us today to set up a free tour and see what we're so excited about. That's the Miami Media School, 305-728-1120. Classes start soon, so call us now at 305-728-1120. That's the Miami Media School at www.miamimediaschool.com.
Stand by.
Now, back to our regular scheduled program.
The mission of Make-A-Wish Foundation is to grant the wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions, to enrich the human experience with hope, strength, and joy. It inspires us to grant wishes that change the lives of the kids they serve. It compels people to be creative in exceeding the expectations of every wish kid. It drives us to make our donated resources go as far as possible. Help make a beautiful memory for a child in need. Donate to Make-A-Wish Foundation at wish.org.
Have you ever thought of a career in broadcasting? The Miami Media School can get you started in the exciting fields of television and radio. At MMS, instructors will train you on the latest digital audio and video equipment. You'll find out what it's like to really be on air when you host your own radio show on one of our internet radio stations. Just think about it. You can be working at a TV or radio station in 36 short weeks. Call MMS for more information at 305-728-1120. Again, that's 305-728-1120. The Miami Media School, where broadcasting careers begin.
Hey, this is Jeff Fox from Freeman and Fox, the Sports Brothers radio show. I want you to meet me at East of Miami. Yes, that's right, East of Miami. It goes down every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We get down Bahamian style, baby. We do it backyard style. They've got the best native dishes on sale. Steamed fish, stewed fish, conch fritters, conch salad, fried lobster, fried crab. The best in Bahamian food, south, oxtails. I mean, I'm talking about mouth-watering, awesome Bahamian food. And then you got me, DJ Jeff Fox. Yeah, that's right. I get behind the turntables, and I play the best Bahamian music, the best reggae, the best old school. It's nothing but fun. East of Miami. It all goes down 18014 Northwest 6th Place. That's 18014 Northwest 6th Place in Miami Gardens. And don't forget, you can get breakfast on Saturdays, stewed fish and grits, Johnny cake, corned beef, chicken sauce, boiled fish. Man, this menu is off the chain. All right? Crack conch salad, lobster. Good. It all goes down east of Miami, 18014 Northwest 6th Place. That's 18014 Northwest 6th Place in Miami Gardens. Tell Hennessy and TJ Jeff Fox sent you from the Sports Brothers Radio.
I'm Brad Johnson of the Sports Bosses, coming to you live today to tell you a little bit about the Miami Media School. They provide hands-on broadcasting and internet media training. Located in beautiful Mary Brickell Village, the campus features large classrooms, access to full-service digital TV studios, control room, video editing suites, editing and practice studios. And remember, they are accredited by the Accrediting Commission of Career Schools and Colleges. Visit them on the web at www.miamimediaschool.com. Again, that's www.miamimediaschool.com, or call them at 305-728-1120, located at 901 South Miami Avenue. Come up to the third floor. Come say hi to everyone here in beautiful Miami, Florida. Again, classes are starting soon, so call now or visit us at themiamimediaschool.com.
Stand by.
Now, back to our regular scheduled program.
Follow us on Twitter at Sports OT Radio.
The Sports Bosses with Brad Johnson and Jim Rodriguez continues now on SB Nation Radio. Here are your hosts, the Big Johnson.
We are who we think we are.
And J-Rod.
There's nothing that we can't do if we do it right.
And welcome back to the Sports Bosses on SportsOvertime.com. Brad Johnson, Jim Rodriguez, Sean Stanley on the ones and twos, bringing it down from the first hour. We've got a great second hour coming up. But before we go, some breaking news out of the NBA. Chicago Bulls star guard Dwayne Wade out for the season. Now, because of an elbow fracture, sprain, break, bruise, rub down, Native American burn, however we want to say it, he is done. And as we were saying in the break, the Unwatchables?
They're now the Unwatchables. The Unwatchables. And again, where's Stephen A. Smith right now? if he was blaming South Beach for everybody, clearly it's all Lake Michigan's fault. Dwayne, we need you back here in Miami. You're wearing the sweatpants of the heat when you're walking down Michigan Avenue. We know it. Here we are. Good therapy.
Well,
Prime cigar, Prime 112 will help that elbow.
Well, Pat Riley's got to be sitting back doing the
Hey, I ate stone crabs. I ate stone crabs. My elbow feels fine.
Excellent.
Unwatchables.
Excellent.
I'm going to trademark that.
When we come back, we've got more sports stuff coming to your face hot on SportsOvertime.com.
Why you can fight in NASCAR and nothing's going to happen.
Never, ever. Punch all you want. This is the Sports Boss.
That's a good job to have, right? Just punch and that's it.
Facebook. Facebook is cool. The biggest thing since Google.
Like our Facebook fan page at SportsOvertime.com.
Get ready.
Hey, this is Jim Rodriguez of the Sports Bosses, and I want to talk to you about the Miami Media School. They provide hands-on broadcasting and internet media training. Located in the Mary Brickell Village, the campus features large classrooms and access to a full-service TV studio and control room. They have video editing suites, audio editing, and practice studios, plus 2 internet radio stations, all utilizing equipment that industry professionals use. They're accredited by the Accrediting Commission of Career Schools and Colleges. Please contact us today to set up a free tour and see what we're so excited about. That's the Miami Media School, 305-728-1120. Classes start soon, so call us now at 305-728-1120. That's the Miami Media School at www.miamimediaschool.com.
Stand by.
Now, back to our regular scheduled program.
The mission of Make-A-Wish Foundation is to grant the wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions, to enrich the human experience with hope, strength, and joy. It inspires us to grant wishes that change the lives of the kids they serve. It compels people to be creative in exceeding the expectations of every wish kid. It drives us to make our donated resources go as far as possible. Help make a beautiful memory for a child in need. Donate to Make-A-Wish Foundation at wish.org.
Have you ever thought of a career in broadcasting? The Miami Media School can get you started in the exciting fields of television and radio. At MMS, instructors will train you on the latest digital audio and video equipment. You'll find out what it's like to really be on air when you host your own radio show on one of our internet radio stations. Just think about it. You could be working at a TV or radio station in 36 short weeks. Call MMS for more information at 305-728-1120. Again, that's 305-728-1120. The Miami Media School, where broadcasting careers begin.
Hey, this is Jeff Fox from Freeman and Fox, the Sports Brothers radio show. I want you to meet me at East of Miami. Yes, that's right, East of Miami. It goes down every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We get down Bahamian style, baby. We do it backyard style. They've got the best native dishes on sale. Steamed fish, stewed fish, conch fritters, conch salad, fried lobster, fried crab. The best in Bahamian food, south, oxtails. I mean, I'm talking about mouth-watering, awesome Bahamian food. And then you got me, DJ Jeff Fox. Yeah, that's right. I get behind the turntables, and I play the best Bahamian music, the best reggae, the best old school. It's nothing but fun. East of Miami. It all goes down 18014 Northwest 6th Place. That's 18014 Northwest 6th Place in Miami Gardens. And don't forget, you can get breakfast on Saturdays, stewed fish and grits, Johnny cake, corned beef, chicken sauce, boiled fish. Man, this menu is off the chain. All right? Crack conch, conch salad, lobster. Good. It all goes down east of Miami, 18014 Northwest 6th Place. That's 18014 Northwest 6th Place in Miami Gardens. Tell Hennessy and TJ Jeff Fox sent you from the Sports Brothers radio show.
I'm Brad Johnson of the...
Since 1922, the Miami Rescue Mission has provided meals, shelter, life-changing programs, and hope to the men, women, and children in need. Last year, thanks to the donors, over 550,000 meals and 220,000 nights of safe shelter were provided to people in need. The supporters touched the lives of thousands of men and women and children each year. During this spring, Miami Rescue Mission is expected to serve over 150,000 life-transforming meals to hungry homeless people here in the Miami area. All it takes is $2.10 to provide someone with a hot meal. Just go to MiamiRescueMission.com and donate today.
I'm Brad Johnson of the Sports Bosses, coming to you live today to tell you a little bit about the Miami Media School. They provide hands-on broadcasting and internet media training. Located in beautiful Mary Brickell Village, the campus features large classrooms, access to full-service digital TV studios, control room, video editing suites, editing and practice studios. And remember, they are accredited by the Accrediting Commission of Career Schools and Colleges. Visit them on the web at www.miamimediaschool.com. Again, that's www.miamimediaschool.com. Or call them at 305-728-1120, located at 901 South Miami Avenue. Come up to the 3rd floor. Come say hi to everyone here in beautiful Miami, Florida. Again, classes are starting soon, so call now or visit us at themiamimediaschool.com.
Stand by.
Now, back to our regular scheduled program.
Follow us on Twitter at SportsOT Radio.
You're listening to the Sports Bosses right here on SB Nation Radio with Brad Johnson and Jim Rodriguez.
I'm going to take my talents to South Beach.
Follow the guys on Twitter at the Sports Bosses.
Gordon to right. It's deep. And it's gone!
Whiteside way out of the wing now against Turner. Goes to the lane. There's a running sweeping hook. Got it to drop.
Gives it to Ajayi. Ajayi rolling left. 10, 5. Touchdown!
Here are your hosts, the Big Johnson and J-Rod.
And welcome back to the second hour of the Sports Bosses. Brad Johnson, Jim Rodriguez. Hour number 2 is upon us on this lovely Thursday here in Miami Beach, Florida. We are underway.
Been so
freaking cold
It was
in the morning.
It's been cold in the morning.
It was 52 degrees this morning.
If you can imagine
what
that.
kind of national nightmare are we living here in South Florida?
I was nipping.
Turkey was done?
It was done.
Headlights were on?
They were definitely showing. But I have to say, I've been watching my Snapchat, and I had no idea that the Fort Lauderdale area was such a big spring break hangout.
Oh, yeah.
Because what happens is Snapchat, for all of you who don't know, they have sponsored snaps where they get a bunch of different people's snaps and they create a story for it.
Did you ever see those movies, like where the girls are? The top Fort
Well, but that's what I'm saying. So I live just a few minutes from all of these beaches, and I'm thinking to myself, now, do I make the move and go down and try and go? That's the dilemma.
Living in South Florida, you're going to learn there's two times you never go to the beach. You never go during spring break, and you never go during Memorial Day weekend.
But it looks so fun, J-Rod.
Yeah, if you're 21 years old.
I can pretend I'm 21. I can pull it off.
Yeah, you can, but your body will have a heart attack and die. You will die out there. You can't drink like you used to.
Good.
Nobody can do that.
Yeah, now that stuff, I'm not trying to do keg stands.
Oh, well, exactly.
So
what
I'll do a funnel.
What are you going to do out there?
I'll do a funnel.
With a bunch of 20-year-olds.
Well, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do.
You're going to sit
there. You should watch my Snapchat.
You're going to poop your pants. That's what you're going to do.
What are you going to say, Sean?
Jay, right, you forgot. He was told he's got a good dad body.
Well,
GDB. See, to me, when I hang out with the 20-year-olds, you want to do that? Go ahead. Just let me know so I can call the cops and I can tell them what a great person you were, and I can tell them, God, he was such a good man.
Oh, you said I'm gonna die. I thought you were saying I'm gonna get taken away.
Because every funeral has that one guy that they hire to stand in the corner. It's a damn shame. Such a good guy. I can be that guy for you. No, but to me, when I hang out with my 20-year-olds, see, I know my lane. A man has to know his limitations.
I would know my limitations. I just want to kind of go out and be voyeuristic.
To me, I stay away from the beach. To me, when I'm hanging out with the 20-year-olds, we're going to a nice restaurant.
Oh, no.
We're going to go to a club, but we're going to have our own table.
No, I want to see a twerking. I want to see a twerking
contest. These shoes don't have time to stand up.
No, I want to see a twerking contest. I'm going to keep it real. I want to put it right on the table. I want to see a twerking contest.
You know what happened to me in Cabo San Lucas because of the damn twerking contest? I totally got suckered. I totally got played.
Don't tell me you entered the twerking contest. Okay, I was going to say, what do you mean you got suckered?
I'm not going to embarrass. I would have won.
Really?
I would have won. No, what happened? Well, we were in Cabo San Lucas, right? And we're sitting, and it was kind of like this. We were sitting at a table, and all of a sudden to our left, twerking contest started, right?
Right.
So we're like,
hey.
So we're like this, and we had, we had a camera.
Yeah.
We had a camera, so we put it here. Yeah. Camera gone.
Wait. What? So someone from the contest, an administrator.
I don't know if it was from the contest, but we were the dumb tourists where we had a camera. We'd say, oh, wow, pretty Cabo San Lucas. Oh, twerking contest. What's that? Twerking contest, huh? Camera gone.
Somebody walks up behind and grabs it.
Literally in a span of seconds.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a snatch and grab.
Seconds. We didn't even see anybody walk by us. It was poof.
So somebody was watching you.
Clearly.
More than likely.
Clearly.
They probably started the twerking contest.
They're like,
oh, what's going on there?
They're like, who's that guy with the daddy tattoo? That's where that came in. Who's the daddy? Let's pull him out.
You guys.
I hope you enjoyed the naughty pictures you're taking.
What are you gonna say, Sean?
No. In the 80s, the Fort Lauderdale Strip, they had the candy store over there. They played pool volleyball. And that was one of the big things during spring breaks. They used to the road used to run both ways on just the strip side. Now it's one way, and then you have the back side.
Right.
That was nothing. They did Revenge of the Nerds, everything over down there on Fort Lauderdale.
See, and that's great because, again, I live just 2 minutes from there. And, I took my son to the beach there last week, and it was spring break as well. And granted, I was in Deerfield Beach. So I don't know if that was the popular beach, but it didn't seem that packed to me. And I'm like, this isn't the spring break that I imagined from the Revenge of the Nerds and all those movies. This week, though, on Snapchat, it is nuts. And I may have to go there. But like you said, I'm young. I mean, I'm not young anymore. And
GDB.
And I've got the dad bod. The question is, would someone try and fight me if I tried to talk to one of their friends?
If they're from Boston, yes.
They would try and fight me? Well, I tell you someone else who tried to fight, and that was Joey Logano. And it seems and it's okay. Yeah, like he said, it seems like that is not a problem.
What the
with
hell
NASCAR.
is going on with NASCAR? I mean, for just to remind everybody, last week in Vegas, Logano spun out, Kyle Busch, and Kyle Busch got out of his car, made a beeline, and started throwing haymakers.
Right.
Fought with the crew. It was it looked like a WWE event. It was a slobber knocker.
Right.
NASCAR says, we talked to both guys. It's all good.
There,
no fines, no suspensions, no point deductions. All good. Can you imagine if that would have happened in the NBA? Can you imagine if that would have happened in the NFL?
Yes, of course.
But there be no suspension?
Oh, no. I'm saying I know exactly what would happen
so clearly,
if that were to happen in the NBA and the NFL.
So clearly, NASCAR wants them to fight. Their statement was, we talked about, we win because the race is in Phoenix this weekend. We're going to talk to them on Friday just to say, hey, take it easy, you guys.
Well, the best part was the Steve O'Donnell, the executive vice president for NASCAR, says, the emotions of our athletes run high. And Kyle Busch and Joey Logano are two of the most passionate and competitive drivers in the sport. Both competitors are very clear on our expectations going forward. And that's it. Look.
Pull a Fred Sanford.
Their passion runs high. Guess what? Every single athlete in competition professionally, I would hope your passions run high.
This is another example. We've talked about this before, and I am 100% on this. NASCAR is struggling in ratings. NASCAR is losing its identity and its relevancy. And this is just an example to try to get more people to watch, to get the low common denominator, to be into the sport. It's embarrassing. It's a shame that this is what they have to troll to get people to watch. Seriously, because this is the only reason why we're freaking talking about NASCAR on this show. This is the only reason why anybody talks about NASCAR. This is it. They're trolling.
What were you going to say, Sean? Who is the NASCAR aficionado of the sports bosses?
I wouldn't say I'm the NASCAR aficionado. Maybe I'm the sports boss.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm the sports bosses.
I caught it at the end. But here's my thing. In football and baseball and any other sport, you don't have a 3,500-pound piece of metal where if you don't fight outside the car, you start using the car as a weapon.
But they do that anyway, though.
No,
they want the crashes. That brings ratings as well.
They do. But this happened before where people started taking each other out. Sponsors started dropping because I'm not paying millions of dollars to be on a car because these two can't get along.
Right.
And now my car's on there for 3 laps and it's gone.
Right.
So I think it's right what you're saying, J-Rod, as far as they want it for the ratings and trolling and things like that. But also I think they don't want it to go to that extent again to where it was.
The sponsor, Bush's sponsor, M&M's, the Mars Corporation, said, hey, we don't condone this at all, but buy some M&M's.
Well, I think it goes, and on my side, on my take on this, you say it's for the ratings. I say that's the culture of NASCAR. Look, let's put it on the table. NASCAR started as moonshiners, guys.
Sure.
They were criminals running away from the police in souped up cars to get past cops. This is the culture. This is how this race started. I'm not saying that the people now are criminals, but let's get to the root of how this sport started.
I got a bag of weed in the trunk. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's be real about this.
I got a brick back there. Let's go.
When you go to a tailgate at a football game, at a bar, at a game at an American Airlines Arena, people are sitting around, they're drinking, they're cooking, they're eating food.
Sure.
When you go to a NASCAR tailgate,
they're living there.
They're living there for a good weekend. I'm talking about doing everything under the sun
laundry's hanging
that's
out.
possible. There are girls walking around topless. There are situations. These are not bad things. But I'm saying the culture of the sport in NASCAR does not surprise me. They dictate this thing. This is where it is started. And this is where their fan bases come from. Now, is it wrong if you're going to compare NASCAR and you compare the NBA and you compare the NFL? Then you really don't have a leg to stand on because you got to find something else that's comparable to. And I said it last week when we discussed this. The only thing that I find it comparable to is WWE.
Well, again, to me,
maybe UFC, J-Rod, you may have a little take on that.
To me, if you're going to promote this, listen, NASCAR can do whatever they want.
Yeah, of course.
They want to have their guys fighting all day. Knock yourself out. Great.
Make a thing of it.
But you can't. To me, it delegitimizes your sport, because if that's the drawing power, then you know what? Let's forget the racing. Let's just have storylines. To your point, let's make it WWE. Let's have them pull out a 2x4. Let's have them pull out chairs. Let's have them stand on top of a car and do a flying Jimmy Snuka splash. I mean, what are we doing?
Well, Sean, and back me up on this. The history of NASCAR, when we go back to the 70s, we're talking Petty, we're talking Dale Sr. That was their thing. Like, they were major, can I use the word curmudgeon or,
you're right.
They were a-holes. And that's what got them famous. That's why the crowd liked them, because they weren't taking anything from anyone. And back then, there was, like you say all the time, there was no social media, there was no Twitter, there was definitely not as much media involvement today that there is now. I'm sure that kind of stuff was happening on pit row, in garages, in bars, all the time.
And here's my take on that. You're right. And what was NASCAR's audience? This big.
Yeah.
If that's what you want, sure, you can have that again. But I think they want it to be like this.
And it definitely has its following. It definitely is a good market.
But it's dropping.
It's
losing. And
but I don't know if it's dropping if it's because of these. And I'm not going to say that these things don't happen on camera, on film. Somebody doesn't catch it every race. But I don't think these ratings are dropping from the past 3 or 4 punching incidents from Logano that we've seen. I don't think their ratings are dropping solely because Joey Logano is doing this.
But again, I'm not correlating a rating drop on the fighting. I'm thinking the rating, the fighting is to try to drum up the ratings,
right?
And that to me is, come on, you're better than that, NASCAR.
But are they?
Clearly they're not.
Right? Sean, the aficionado,
they're not.
And says,
I'm not saying they're not, but you said the ratings are dropping. You've seen this year what they've done. Because even drivers started not liking the way they were doing their points, because they would lead for 120 laps of a 200-lap race, get taken out, then get nothing.
Right.
Now they've done their stages throughout, so now you're getting points as you're going.
And that's called evolving. That's called modifying. That's called moving forward. That's called smart marketing. That's great. Again, to me, I just think if you're gonna try to hook me on the fighting, if you're gonna try to hook me on that. If that's why I'm going to the race, well, guess what your audience is going to start doing? Fighting in the stands. It's going to be an anti-family environment.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. Trust me, I've been to 2 NASCAR. I've been to 2
NASCAR
NASCAR events, J-Rod. There is a whole hell of a lot of fighting going on outside of that track. I'm talking, I was there the whole weekend. I probably saw a good 10 to 15 fights. I probably saw 25 to 30 PI arrests because people were so drunk. Girls fighting, like that was a culture there. So that's going on now. Go ahead.
Not only that, J-Rod, and you may know this already, but I'm not sure. NASCAR is one of the only sports that I know of where you can take a cooler filled with 18 to 20 beers, as long as it fits in that box.
Like I made it work.
You carry it in.
I'm good.
You can't do that anywhere else. In fact, most stadiums cut you off that last quarter, that 7th inning, whatever it took. Now, I want to add one last thing to this, to J-Rod's point. So NASCAR doesn't fine these guys for fighting because of ratings. So here are the fines that were assessed from the fight.
A freaking lug nut.
Lug nut penalty assessed. $10,000 for the Monster team.
Damn you.
Shame. And the Germain Racing team.
How dare you.
Lug nut infraction. So, it is what it is.
It's priorities.
Priorities. Hey, we want to make sure those cars are going right. I don't care who you punch out, but those cars got to be on tilt.
Hang on. You guys fighting? You're good. You with that lug nut. 10K.
10K. Oh. Mess. Funny stuff going on here. Hey, when we come back, there may be another fight that is happening, because now we've got the word from the words of the UFC man himself. Dana White may have a change of heart. We'll talk about that.
Talk about trolling.
Coming up after the break here on SportsOvertime.com, where the sports bosses don't go anywhere.
Facebook is cool. The biggest thing since Google.
Like our Facebook fan page at sportsovertime.com.
Get ready.
Hey, this is Jim Rodriguez of the Sports Bosses, and I want to talk to you about the Miami Media School. They provide hands-on broadcasting and internet media training. Located in the Mary Brickell Village, the campus features large classrooms and access to a full-service TV studio and control room. They have video editing suites, audio editing, and practice studios, plus 2 internet radio stations, all utilizing equipment that industry professionals use. They're accredited by the Accrediting Commission of Career Schools and Colleges. Please contact us today to set up a free tour and see what we're so excited about. That's the Miami Media School, 305-728-1120. Classes start soon, so call us now at 305-728-1120. That's the Miami Media School at www.miamimediaschool.com.
Stand by.
Now, back to our regular scheduled program.
The mission of Make-A-Wish Foundation is to grant the wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions, to enrich the human experience with hope, strength, and joy. It inspires us to grant wishes that change the lives of the kids they serve. It compels people to be creative in exceeding the expectations of every wish kid. It drives us to make our donated resources go as far as possible. Help make a beautiful memory for a child in need. Donate to Make-A-Wish Foundation at wish.org.
Have you ever thought of a career in broadcasting? The Miami Media School can get you started in the exciting fields of television and radio. At MMS, instructors will train you on the latest digital audio and video equipment. You'll find out what it's like to really be on air when you host your own radio show on one of our internet radio stations. Just think about it. You can be working at a TV or radio station in 36 short weeks. Call MMS for more information at 305-728-1120. Again, that's 305-728-1120. The Miami Media School, where broadcasting careers begin.
Hey, this is Jeff Fox from Freeman and Fox, the Sports Brothers radio show. I want you to meet me at East of Miami. Yes, that's right, East of Miami. It goes down every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We get down Bahamian style, baby. We do it backyard style. They've got the best native dishes on sale. Steamed fish, stewed fish, conch fritters, conch salad, fried lobster, fried crab. The best in Bahamian food, south, oxtails. I mean, I'm talking about mouth-watering, awesome Bahamian food. And then you got me, DJ Jeff Fox. Yeah, that's right. I get behind the turntables, and I play the best Bahamian music, the best reggae, the best old school. It's nothing but fun. East of Miami. It all goes down 18014 Northwest 6th Place. That's 18014 Northwest 6th Place in Miami Gardens. And don't forget, you can get breakfast on Saturdays, stewed fish and grits, Johnny cake, corned beef, chicken sauce, boiled fish. Man, this menu is off the chain. All right? Crack conch salad, lobster. Good. It all goes down east of Miami, 18014 Northwest 6th Place. That's 18014 Northwest 6th Place in Miami Gardens. Tell Hennessy and TJ Jeff Fox sent you from the Sports Brothers radio show.
Since 1922, the Miami Rescue Mission has provided meals, shelter, life-changing programs, and hope to the men, women, and children in need. Last year, thanks to the donors, over 550,000 meals and 220,000 nights of safe shelter were provided to people in need. The supporters touched the lives of thousands of men and women and children each year. During this spring, Miami Rescue Mission is expected to serve over 150,000 life-transforming meals to hungry homeless people here in the Miami area. All it takes is $2.10 to provide someone with a hot meal. Just go to MiamiRescueMission.com and donate today.
I'm Brad Johnson of the Sports Bosses, coming to you live today to tell you a little bit about the Miami Media School. They provide hands-on broadcasting and internet media training. Located in beautiful Mary Brickell Village, the campus features large classrooms, access to full-service digital TV studios, control room, video editing suites, editing and practice studios. And remember, they are accredited by the Accrediting Commission of Career Schools and Colleges. Visit them on the web at www.miamimediaschool.com. Again, that's www.miamimediaschool.com. Or call them at 305-728-1120, located at 901 South Miami Avenue. Come up to the 3rd floor. Come say hi to everyone here in beautiful Miami, Florida. Again, classes are starting soon, so call now or visit us at themiamimediaschool.com.
Stand by.
Now, back to our regular scheduled program.
Follow us on Twitter at SportsOT Radio.
The Sports Bosses with Brad Johnson and Jim Rodriguez continues now on SB Nation Radio. Here are your hosts, the Big Johnson.
Let's talk about something important.
And J-Rod.
Coffee's for closers only.
Don't stop, get it, no para sigue time here on the Spanish word of the day.
A little sunshine on a sunshiny day.
Yes.
The lady in
Zara,
black.
how are you?
Doing good. It's so
Good.
nice to see you again.
See, I always, whenever it's cold, I am always very concerned for Zara.
Oh.
Because those long legs are going to get cold.
Yeah. You know what? I was this close, but just this close. I actually put them on and then I take them off to wear leather leggings today.
Zara, don't be so
But
selfish.
then I was like, maybe
We
it's
need
a
to-
little
listen,
bit too much.
Listen, from now, we need to change the show. We need to be on at 6 in the morning.
I
6
did,
in the morning, and we have to do the show outside.
I did wardrobe. What's the word? Wardrobe
Change?
rehearsal to put it away. Like
Oh,
you know,
okay.
like a fitted
Listen,
this morning.
Listen, from
But
now
I was like,
from now on,
no, maybe it's way too much. So I just took them out.
It's never too much. Don't ever think that way. Never too much.
Well, Zara, you said earlier that you put your hand on the
Yes,
balcony window to do it.
That's how I know if it's going to be.
So you
cold
don't do
outside.
the breath test and see, if you can write your name?
No, I just put my robe, go downstairs.
Now.
Okay, it's cold.
Now,
Hallelujah, I'm healed. It's hot.
Now, Papa, from being up north, he's a hockey player. How's he taking it?
Yeah,
He's fine?
he's walking around with just a t-shirt. Yeah. And he goes like, baby, like bundle up, Puerto Rican. You got it cold.
Well,
Bundle up, Puerto Rican.
I always look at, because I have a little boy and a little girl, and Jameson's one of these kids that it could be 100 degrees. My man's got a jacket on, my man's got a hoodie, so he didn't care.
He's Mr. Cool.
But January would walk around half naked if she could, so she refuses to wear a jacket. So when January comes into the house and says, "Daddy, it's cold outside. I need a jacket,"
That's when you know it's
Oh
cold.
my
We
God.
walked out of the house to take her to school, and she was like, "Daddy, no, we need to go back inside. You need to get me a jacket. What's the matter with you? It's freezing out here."
Okay,
So the fact that
okay.
she wore a jacket to school today tells me
You guys would hurt in Boston. I tell you what.
No,
you would hurt.
thank you.
But you were right. What you said. You know what? That's your fault for living in Boston, and I'm glad that I'm out of there.
That's your fault.
Here's what,
Oh,
here's
you have
what I would say
options,
about
yeah.
Boston.
Yes.
You can have it.
You can have it. There you go.
You can have it.
Enjoy your shovel. You know, I broke my neck in Boston, and I will never forget that, and I will always blame Boston for that because I broke
You
my
broke
neck.
your neck, and it wasn't because you did something wrong.
You
That was the thing.
broke your neck?
Yeah, I broke my neck last year. Sorry.
He slipped
How?
himself.
I was shoveling snow in a
You know
Boston blizzard.
Sober.
Yeah, it was at like 8 o'clock
You know
in the
what?
morning.
Maybe if
I
you
was
were,
going to work.
maybe if you were, well, you were going to work.
Well,
never
no,
mind.
I mean,
But if you
yeah,
were
it was
drunk,
like
maybe
8
that
o'clock in
wouldn't
the
have happened.
You would have been in a
Well,
relaxed
Yeah,
state.
you would have
You've been in a
exactly.
Yeah,
relaxed
that's
state.
true. That's what people say. But I don't know how relaxed you can be when you slip down, a
Hey, when I was in
concrete steps.
When I was in college, I was coming out of I went to college in Omaha, Nebraska. Go Creighton.
Go.
They're
Very
gonna-
cool.
They're gonna win tomorrow in the tournament. But
I haven't picked it.
I was coming out of my dorm room, and I totally.
Yeah.
I landed on my hip.
What?
And I landed on I thought I broke my hip. Thank God I didn't.
Well, I was wearing dress shoes.
You
and
broke
I was
a
in,
hip?
I was in
I
slacks.
thought I broke my hip.
And,
Oh.
And I tell you
Well,
what,
thanks.
I thought I knew what I was doing. My wife had slipped earlier that week because I was not being a good husband and I forgot to salt. And so if you don't salt, it gets icy.
Oh.
So
The salt gives you
Salt
traction.
gives you
Yes.
traction. Or you can also use, if you're out of salt, life hack, kitty litter.
Get a what?
Kitty litter. That'll be your English word for the day.
Okay.
That'll be your English word for the day.
You know
kitty
what?
litter.
You know
I know what kitty litter is because I used to have a cat.
Okay.
No, I
And,
don't.
and that's why Boston stinks.
But you can use it. And I salted it down, and somehow I went head first. Zara, I cracked my head open and got 10 stitches for when I cracked my head open. And,
Wow.
So
I broke.
cool.
I know. I love showing.
Just
I love showing chicks
just
the
change
scar.
the story to make it cool.
Check this.
Like
Yeah,
I was
check
doing
that
motocross
scar.
here
Chicks
and
dig
look what
scars.
happens.
Chicks
Yeah.
dig scars.
Well, we all have scars.
Yeah. Oh. It's the scars
Oh,
that
he's a
remind us
sensitive guy
that the past
too.
No. My thing is, because you ever had that icebreaker where they're like, "Show us your scar,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Well, I have one. I can show you."
But I have to take my shirt off
But
or my pants off.
I got it when I was born. It's a pretty cool scar. It goes all the way around. But anyway, Zara, what's the Spanish word of the
Anyway,
day?
yeah. Spanish word of the day.
Just saying, don't play the
Okay,
scar
well,
game with me.
Since we are talking about cold weather and you do many things to
Mhm.
protect yourself from cold weather.
Okay.
Sometimes you drink things
Okay.
that are hot.
Okay.
And sometimes I like to drink chocolate or coffee
Mhm.
with espuma.
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 Espuma, right? Espuma.
Espuma.
It's Puma with an ES. in front.
Espuma.
Okay. So I'm gonna
It can be
say
thick,
I'm gonna
but
first
I don't
say-
like thicker espuma.
Okay, I was gonna say sugar,
You don't like thick as
but I don't think it's sugar.
It depends where I'm putting the espuma though.
One
One time I did-
slow down,
one time I did-
Depends on where you're putting the what?
The espuma on.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something else. You said it really fast.
Sometimes I did a bikini with espuma.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, but wait. It
Yes.
goes. It's in a cup, right?
It could be in a
It
cup.
can
Is it an additive? Is it some type of additive?
I guess it can be. Sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes it's a result of it too.
Yeah, sometimes
And
a
espuma
result
can
of
be,
something.
Espuma can be hot. It
Can be cold.
Is it?
You
No, it's
can-
not whipped cream, is it? 'Cause
No.
whipped cream
Close.
would, like-
No.
Close.
So it's an additive.
You can make it with water. You can make it with
be,
milk.
But Brad, it's also not an additive. Sometimes it's a
Yeah.
result of.
Oh.
it.
You can make it with water. You can make it with milk.
Is it froth?
The thing is that that's
Let's go to the judge. Is it froth? I think it's just. I think,
Is it the thing that leaves
I think-
the
I think
mustache?
froth
on
is an
your-
acceptable answer.
Yeah.
Technically,
Yes.
It's foam.
It's actually foam.
Okay, yeah,
but froth,
yeah.
it's the
Froth,
same
yeah.
thing. See,
Because
but
when you go-
let's get back to
When you
to
guys
Zara's
were
foam
teenagers,
bikini.
did you ever go to a foam party?
Oh,
Oh
I
yeah,
love
of
that.
course.
Yeah.
Why do I have to be a teenager? As a matter of fact, Zara,
I don't know. The last time I did it was in college, so it's like
Well, we were
like
talking
adults
about
don't do
this.
that.
Can we
those
go back?
things.
Can we go back to your foam bikini?
Well, we were talking about this, Zara.
Am I the only one who wants to talk about foam?
No,
bikini?
that's what we're talking about.
Am I the only
Zara,
one?
Yeah.
right now in Fort Lauderdale, where I live, apparently
Yeah, okay.
spring break is huge there. I was looking at my Snapchat,
Yeah.
like they're going nuts. There's
Yeah.
foam parties. There's
Yeah.
people in foam bikinis.
There was the other
Will
day.
you go?
There was.
Would you go?
I will go. Yeah, for fun. There was the other day.
There you
was
go.
There was a
Different.
black light.
Not
There
different.
was
your age, man.
There was a black
she's
light.
closer to that than you are.
There was a black light sliding party. So
A what?
A
black light
sliding?
slide.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
you know what I heard? I heard there was a Black Lives.
Yeah,
slide.
I kind of heard that too, and I was like,
I was like, what? I was like, I think
I was
that's
like-
an awesome celebration
I was
of
like,
Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
Listen, I
Sliding?
was like, Black Lives Matter sliding party?
Where they
Dude,
slide
that's
to?
awesome. Let's
As long
go.
As long as
Black Lives Matter.
As long as they're not sliding down any trees or anything, I think
Black
we're good
Lives
on that.
do
No, but
matter.
the picture, one of our students, she went, and the pictures are amazing because like all the faces like are painted and
Yeah, it's called.
Very cool.
They're also called color parties, right?
yes,
Yeah,
but
color
that-
blast.
yeah.
Oh, color runs too.
Color
Color
runs.
runs are big, but they're big in Boston. So,
But yeah.
so I want to know, can I go to Fort Lauderdale to the beach? Because it's 5 minutes from my house. And I'm thinking, all I want to do really is park my car and just kind of
He
walk
wants
and
to party
Snapchat.
with these teenagers. That's
I
what he
didn't. I necessarily did not say I would party with the teenagers, but if I walked by and someone was like, "Dude, take a shot," I would take a shot. If someone was like, "Dude, chug this from a funnel," I would do the funnel. I would not
Okay.
do a kickstand. I've already said that I
Sure.
won't do a kickstand, but I would definitely. Someone, if I'm walking by, I'm snapping, just doing my tour, and someone's like, bro, come over here and take a shot, I would do that.
Okay.
Is that out of place? Would I be weird to do that?
No. How does
the
love of your life will feel when you come back home? If she okay, I don't care. Go for it.
Who cares? She's one of Jim's friends. I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care about Katie.
Okay, so you're gonna say,
drag me
Jim
into this.
told me to go.
I'll just blame it on Jim.
I went
Jim
because
said
Jim
he could
told
do
me
it.
to go, and
Jim
I don't
said I had
want
to
him to go
research it for the
alone.
show. Jim said I needed to get film and video for the show.
I learned a long time ago.
Jim, papá, te echaron la culpa.
There's two things in life. Don't mess with the Jesus and don't mess with the Katie.
That's all I'd say. That's all I'd
Like,
say.
Katie, baby, Jim is going, and I don't want him to go by himself.
Well, no,
I'm scared and worried about him.
No, I do have a question for you. That's
Okay.
on the Spanish word
Okay.
of the day
Okay.
style. So spring break here in Fort Lauderdale, like I was looking at Snapchat and I was seeing everything. We were talking about how they have like the Revenge of the Nerds. Like it was really famous here. Is spring break a big deal in Latin countries, or does that not even matter because it's spring break there
the
all
thing
the time?
is that spring break
all
for
the time. That's what I'm
us,
saying, like,
spring break for us is exactly we call it Semana Santa, where it's Easter.
Easter week.
It's the Easter week. That's the week that we take off college, and
So instead of going to church, you guys go to the beach.
Well, you go
Praise
to
Jesus.
We are baptized many times. Let's put it that way.
Jesus died for me to wear this itsy bitsy thong.
I was gonna say. So okay, so it's that Easter weekend. Okay.
Yes. So
And did you do that?
I remember to do it
course
on
you did.
every
Look at
year
this
of
girl.
college. I remember my first year. There's a reason why I don't drink apple martinis.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you threw up
Spring
on the
break,
first time.
Sean,
Spring break.
Can we have 9 apple
2006.
martinis immediately? Thank you.
Spring break 2007 was horrible. Like I can't even taste this like candies that are apple flavor. I can't.
I'm
deal
like
with
that with.
I don't
Jack
know
Daniels.
why. Me and a friend, we started doing shots of Bacardi apple with a
Right.
splash of grape juice. The sweetest thing ever. I don't drink sweet drinks, by the way. The sweetest thing ever. I don't know how many more.
Well, when you have 37 of them, they'll tend to come back up.
Full-fledged, I have to say.
My friends told
low-key,
me that I decided in the patio of the house, I decided to do an obstacle run with all my friends.
Makes
So I
sense.
put obstacles around the house and everything.
Those are spring break games.
Days after,
That
they
makes
were
sense, yeah.
they were finding booby traps that I put that day. They're like, open a door and something like a broom will fall from the door. It's like, damn, Sarah!
Why is there a mousetrap here?
Yeah. It was like living in like Home Alone movie for
Right.
the entire weekend because of
Listen,
me.
I'll be the first one to admit it. I have outgrown that stage. I still like to party, but my party, and I still party with 20-year-olds. It's funny. The older I get, the girls stay the same age.
Yeah, it's called jailbait.
No.
No.
It's called. What was that meme?
You're not jailbait if you don't go to jail.
You're not jailbait if you don't go to jail. Wait a minute.
Smartest man in the room, ladies and
No, wait a
gentlemen.
minute. You are not jailbaiting the action. Jailbaiting if you don't go to jail.
You don't go to jail.
You know,
Okay.
that,
You know what? Touche.
Put that on a t-shirt.
So when the judge says, "How do you plead?" I plead insanity. What do you mean insanity? I'm just crazy about that girl. Zara, thank you. Can we, and
Thank
where
you,
are the
guys.
foam bikini?
Is that one in Fort Lauderdale
I
too
think
as well?
you're- I
What
know
beach?
I think you're an obstacle course. That's what I think.
Well, I've been trying to go to. My beach is Deerfield Beach, and I went last week.
Okay.
You saw the pictures.
Okay.
And it wasn't packed.
Okay.
Remember, I was asking you, but on Snapchat, it's lit. Like everywhere I look, it's Fort Lauderdale this and wow. And so, where are those beaches in Fort Lauderdale? What are those?
I don't
beaches?
know. I honestly have never been to.
Well,
any
Fort Lauderdale
in
Beach
Fort Lauderdale.
is the main beach over there.
So is that it where the drag is on that Broward
But
Ave
to answer your question,
thing?
Jim, because
Okay.
we're running out of time, so
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt you. Foam bikini, bubble bath. The bubbles were running out. Papa was late. I was like, these are the only bubbles left. So he was in the house like in 5 minutes.
I bet.
I would be too. Thank you so much.
Thank
Zara
you so
Hernandez.
much, guys.
Spanish word of the
See
day.
you tomorrow.
Those would be burbujas.
Burbujas. You remember that?
I do.
Burbujas. You see,
Blues.
burbujas.
Bubbles. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. Don't forget.
You think Papa had like a phone
No
mustache?
apple martinis. No
that would
apple
be the
martinis.
froth. That would be the froth.
Sean, let's make that 11 apple martinis, please. And some foam.
SportsOvertime.com. Sports Bosses. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Have you ever been to Vegas?
Facebook is cool. The biggest thing since Google.
Like our Facebook fan page at SportsOvertime.com.
Get ready.
Hey, this is Jim Rodriguez of the Sports Bosses, and I want to talk to you about the Miami Media School. They provide hands-on broadcasting and internet media training. Located in the Mary Brickell Village, the campus features large classrooms and access to a full-service TV studio and control room. They have video editing suites, audio editing, and practice studios, plus 2 internet radio stations, all utilizing equipment that industry professionals use. They're accredited by the Accrediting Commission of Career Schools and Colleges. Please contact us today to set up a free tour and see what we're so excited about. That's the Miami Media School, 305-728-1120. Classes start soon, so call us now at 305-728-1120. That's the Miami Media School at www.miamimediaschool.com.
Stand by.
Now, back to our regular scheduled program.
The mission of Make-A-Wish Foundation is to grant the wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions, to enrich the human experience with hope, strength, and joy. It inspires us to grant wishes that change the lives of the kids they serve. It compels people to be creative in exceeding the expectations of every wish kit. It drives us to make our donated resources go as far as possible. Help make a beautiful memory for a child in need. Donate to Make-A-Wish Foundation at wish.org.
Have you ever thought of a career in broadcasting? The Miami Media School can get you started in the exciting fields of television and radio. At MMS, instructors will train you on the latest digital audio and video equipment. You'll find out what it's like to really be on air when you host your own radio show on one of our internet radio stations. Just think about it. You can be working at a TV or radio station in 36 short weeks. Call MMS for more information at 305-728-1120. Again, that's 305-728-1120. The Miami Media School, where broadcasting careers begin.
Hey, this is Jeff Fox from Freeman and Fox, the Sports Brothers radio show. I want you to meet me at East of Miami. Yes, that's right, East of Miami. It goes down every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We get down Bahamian style, baby. We do it backyard style. They've got the best native dishes on sale. Steamed fish, stewed fish, conch fritters, conch salad, fried lobster, fried crab. The best in Bahamian food, south, oxtails. I mean, I'm talking about mouth-watering, awesome Bahamian food. And then you got me, DJ Jeff Fox. Yeah, that's right. I get behind the turntables, and I play the best Bahamian music, the best reggae, the best old school. It's nothing but fun. East of Miami. It all goes down 18014 Northwest 6th Place. That's 18014 Northwest 6th Place in Miami Gardens. And don't forget, you can get breakfast on Saturdays, stewed fish and grits, Johnny cake, corned beef, chicken sauce, boiled fish. Man, this menu is off the chain. All right? Crack conch salad, lobster. Good. It all goes down east of Miami, 18014 Northwest 6th Place. That's 18014 Northwest 6th Place in Miami Gardens. Tell Hennessy and TJ Jeff Fox sent you from the Sports Brothers radio show.
Since 1922, the Miami Rescue Mission has provided meals, shelter, life-changing programs, and hope to the men, women, and children in need. Last year, thanks to the donors, over 550,000 meals and 220,000 nights of safe shelter were provided to people in need. The supporters touched the lives of thousands of men and women and children each year. During this spring, Miami Rescue Mission is expected to serve over 150,000 life-transforming meals to hungry homeless people here in the Miami area. All it takes is $2.10 to provide someone with a hot meal. Just go to MiamiRescueMission.com and donate today.
I'm Brad Johnson of the Sports Bosses, coming to you live today to tell you a little bit about the Miami Media School. They provide hands-on broadcasting and internet media training. Located in beautiful Mary Brickell Village, the campus features large classrooms, access to full-service digital TV studios, control room, video editing suites, editing and practice studios. And remember, they are accredited by the Accrediting Commission of Career Schools and Colleges. Visit them on the web at www.miamimediaschool.com. Again, that's www.miamimediaschool.com. Or call them at 305-728-1120, located at 901 South Miami Avenue. Come up to the third floor. Come say hi to everyone here in beautiful Miami, Florida. Again, classes are starting soon, so call now or visit us at the miamimediaschool.com.
Stand by.
Now, back to our regular scheduled program.
Follow us on Twitter at SportsOT Radio.
The Sports Bosses with Brad Johnson and Jim Rodriguez continues now on SB Nation Radio. Here are your hosts, the Big Johnson.
On this team, we fight for that inch.
And J-Rod.
We claw with our fingernails for that inch.
And welcome back to the Sports Bosses here on SportsOvertime.com. Brad Johnson, Jim Rodriguez just was graced with Zara Hernandez's presence for the Spanish word of the day.
Espuma.
Espuma. And, you know, that goes right on your top lip
Right
after you have a good latte from your
I'm going to have a
favorite
latte right
barista.
after the show.
I bet you will. I'm not a big coffee guy. Katie, of course, is a big coffee person, which is why y'all are probably friends, because coffee people stick together. But I'm not that big into coffee.
Ever since I lost all this weight, I do drink more coffee. I will say, because I don't drink any soda anymore.
Oh, so you got to have that kick somewhere, right?
I think so. I think mentally I do.
Yeah, you have to.
Mentally,
No, that's totally true. I get it. And the thing is, I don't drink a lot of sodas, but I don't drink a lot of coffee. I'm trying to think what that is. You know, am I immune?
A lot of water though.
Yeah, a lot of water, definitely so. I tell you, someone who is definitely looking for a kick of caffeine or a kick of energy of late, and that's
you didn't need it.
We won't talk about that one. And that's Dana White, UFC stalwart, founder, president, mouth, co-owner. What other titles can we give to him?
Hey, he's just an employee now.
Okay. UFC, I know. UFC employee. And my parentheses are turned inwardly.
I mean, he may be.
Look how I'm doing it.
I think he's employee 0000001.
Yeah, UFC employee Dana White was for the longest time saying that the fight between his guy, the face of the UFC, Conor McGregor, and boxing Mr. Everything, Floyd Money Mayweather, will never happen, could never happen, would be a detriment to the sport of UFC, would be a detriment to mixed martial arts, and it would not work for not only that sport, but also it would take away from the legitimacy of what they're trying to do.
Agreed 100% with everything he said.
Agreed.
100%.
And he was so against it, J-Rod, that I had begun to believe that. I jumped on that bandwagon saying, you know what? That's just Money Mayweather talking noise, talking smack, keeping himself in the news, keeping himself on World Star Hip Hop. He has no intention of boxing. He's doing what he did with Chris Brown and Soulja Boy. He's saying, hey, we'll do whatever you want to do. I've got all the money in the world. Let's do it. I started to think, you know what? Yes, this is Money May not promoting boxing. He's promoting himself now.
Right.
Because he's not, being legitimate. You saw Conor McGregor against Dana's wishes going to California, getting his boxing license, training. We saw videos of Conor. What do we see of Money May at concerts, at strip clubs, saying, sign the contract, training. I'm ready. Training. But now, Dana White goes on Conan O'Brien and says, I think it's going to be a tough deal because there are a lot of egos involved in this deal, and a lot of people, so that always makes it tougher. But it's definitely, the deal's not in place for the potentially lucrative event, but it's only a matter of time before it happens. Only a matter of time before it happens.
And well, ironically, there was a big hubbub on the social media world because T-Mobile Arena in Vegas has been reserved for the 10th of June.
Yes.
Nobody knows why.
Nobody knows who.
Nobody knows who, but it's been blocked off from the calendar. Now, Conor McGregor's wife is expecting at the end of May, so I don't know how realistic it is that he's going to get in the ring June 10th if his wife's having a baby in May, but here's my thing.
Go ahead.
Here's my thing. I thought Dana White, I was on board with everything Dana White has said.
Yeah.
And I still am. I think it's a joke. It's a farce. Circus comes to town. All you're going to do is end up with poop on your shoes if you take part of this disaster. But clearly, I think the change of mind is clearly now Dana, vis-a-vis the UFC, have agreed in principle to make a lot of money off this thing.
And that's exactly what he said.
And now that that's happened, I think he's for it. I think he was against it all along because he saw his potential meal ticket. He's going to go out, get trounced, going to get embarrassed. It's going to hurt the brand. I think Dana's now finally realized, okay, if you want to screw up your career, if you want to ruin yourself, cool. Don't take me with you.
Right.
Oh, now I'm going to get $100 million out of it?
In my pocket?
Let's go.
Let's go.
I'll drive you there.
I'll
drive you there. And I think that's finally what happened. I think that's where we're at on this.
Well, and here's the other thing that you look at in this fight. You've got a guy in Conor McGregor, and you made mention his wife would be expecting. From what I've heard and read about Conor McGregor's wife, and I've only met her twice, and she was, with him backstage when we were interviewing him. She was that down chick, as we say, who was with him living in, as they say, a flat, but an apartment, one studio.
When he had nothing.
When he had nothing. And she seems like the type of girl who knows what this would do for Conor McGregor, not only financially, and I think she would be the first one to say, Conor, get this done, because if not, Conor would have not been training. Conor would have not gone to California and gotten his license without her blessing first, in my mind.
Makes sense.
He's the type of guy who knows that this woman has been with him when he was nothing, has nothing but the best interest, and she's saying, Conor, this is the best interest for you and our new family. Go out, get ready, because when it happens, I want you to be prepared. Now that that's off the door and off the table, like you said, we have to look to this June 10th fight. Now, Wednesday on the show, of course, Dana shot down the T-Mobile Arena, plans.
Because he wants Jerry Jones to bid on the fight. He wants arena stadiums. And here's another thing. Why it doesn't make sense, T-Mobile, at least right now, that's in Nevada.
Yeah.
Conor doesn't have a Nevada license.
He just has the California one.
So it would have to be, unless they picked up and moved that arena to California.
Yeah.
Now, there's plenty of places you can do it in California.
Right.
Staples Center.
Yeah.
Plenty of places.
Now the other thing that I'm wondering too is on Money May's side to fight Nevada, he's going to go to one of his casino buddies and say, look, I also am getting a piece of this deal just like I would for any other fight. Don't think just because it's Conor McGregor, I'm not getting my normal piece of the pie that I get just for walking into your building.
He wants $100 million, right?
Yeah, he wants $100 million. So so potentially we're looking at a $200 million fight.
Where's LeVar Ball during all this?
What's that $1 billion thing?
All right, get that $100 million for these kids.
Well, we will be talking about this for.
In my day, I would have whooped Floyd Mayweather's ass too.
We'll be talking about this for a very long time because it is not going to go away now that Dana White has said. And I'm not going to say this all came about from Floyd Mayweather going on every single time on camera saying, my side of the contract's done. Where's your side? Where's your side? I think it's exactly what J-Rod said. The money is now on the table by who knows who. We don't know. It could be Jerry Jones. It could end up at Jerry's World, which would be awesome. But we don't know. But I do know that it will be a fight that I will definitely pay for and definitely watch.
Here's where I think they should do it. I think they should do the fight on Alcatraz.
That'd be fun.
Do the fight on Alcatraz.
That'd be fun.
And the loser has to stay there for 2 weeks.
I think they should do the fight on skateboards because No, the only reason I say that is because
Mayweather would be even faster running around.
I just saw like 4 people skateboard by right now.
Gotcha.
And now somebody just took a fall. As you know, we're in Studio 107 and we get all this stuff in front of us, so that was pretty good. I also want.
It's hard to work with all these bare. Whoa!
Yeah,
It's hard to work
skateboards.
with all these bare midriffs.
Yeah, all these bare midriffs on skateboards.
This woman is literally
walking
getting
by.
dressed over here.
And she's the one who took the tumble on the skateboard.
Damn it, Brenda! I'm trying to work, Brenda.
This girl's
I have a family, Brenda.
This girl's literally wearing nothing, skating down Mary Brickell Village, and she took a really bad tumble, and she's not skating anymore. Now she is walking with her skateboard.
Excuse us.
Excuse us. Sorry about that. That was a. That was something that
You
just
okay?
happened. Yeah, she
Everything
took a,
all right?
She took a pretty bad tumble there.
Ever been to Vegas? Foam?
You keep asking these people.
She said
if
I
they've
was
ever
number
been.
one.
She did?
She said it was number one.
Well, in her heart, she is.
Anyway.
Another story that came out, Jose Fernandez, autopsy is done.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it was not what we wanted. It is not what the attorney was claiming that happened.
What I read, and maybe there's an updated one. What I read didn't tell me anything. What I read was the FWC, the Florida Wildlife
Commission,
says that Jose was probably the driver.
DNA on the throttle, DNA on the steering wheel of the boat.
So, but they weren't ready to say he was the driver. They're saying he probably was the driver. I think a good lawyer will say, well, of course there's DNA. It's his boat.
Right.
There's DNA everywhere on that boat.
That's what the lawyer said. Now, what we did find out also, though, that he was intoxicated from his...
And had accidentally ingested cocaine.
Because, it's not... You don't take that stuff. You smell it. If you like the way it smells, you don't take it.
It was just in the air.
Sprinkles.
Jose, what you doing now?
But my question to you is, really quick, and I know we're quick, I just want to get a yes or no.
Yeah.
Out of the goodness of the heart, should Jeffrey Loria, the Marlins owner, give some type of money to his family?
Well, the thing about it is, I think Jeffrey Luria, from what I understand, part of the reason why he wants to sell the Marlins is because he was so deeply affected by this Jose Fernandez thing.
Right.
He just wants to get out of this thing. Listen, Jose Fernandez doesn't have a contract.
Right.
He would have been a free agent.
Right.
So he would have not been able to be a true free agent. He would have gone to arbitration.
Right.
Probably would have made in the neighborhood of $10 to $15 million. And then he would have been a true free agent the next winter when he could have probably drawn $250 million. So technically, the Marlins don't owe him a dime because he has no contract. Yordano Ventura, who was killed in the Dominican Republic, he's owed tens of $20 of millions of dollars because he had a contract. Right. And so insurance will pay that to his estate. So if you're asking me, should Luria pay it? Well, I think it's on Luria. I mean, he seems to be close to the family. He was deeply affected by this. Again, Jose did a lot for this organization. He put them on the map. That's a question that I don't think I could answer because
you're not Jeffrey Loria.
He's not contractually obligated.
He's not
pay
contractually
a
obligated.
dime. Will he set up a foundation for the kids? Because I'm not saying they're penniless, but there's no more future earnings.
Right.
At all. From Jose Fernandez's estate. And in terms of the civil lawsuits, again, a good lawyer is going to shoot this down. It's a terrible, terrible tragedy. And what sucks even more is now you've got 3 families all shattered and all fighting over this money, and there's no more money coming in. Listen, life is precious. We're not bulletproof. Get off that stuff. Get an Uber. Don't do drugs.
Don't drink in boats.
Don't drink in boat. Don't drink and do anything. Well, maybe one thing. But don't put yourself in this position, and it's such a terrible thing.
My goal is on that. I'm praying for Jeffrey Loria's heart that he'll be in the right place and he'll help out his daughter. What we learned today, I've got a good one. As you know, President Donald Trump did not make a pick for the NCAA tournament. Well, don't you worry. The good ex-president, former president Barack Obama has made his selection.
He knows.
He has predicted a Duke UNC final. And he's got North Carolina winning it all.
That's where he's wrong.
He's got North Carolina bringing it all, and he has won.
He pick North Carolina every year?
Sometimes, but this is what he's done in the past. So in the past, he correctly picked North Carolina to win it all in 2009. And last year picked Kansas over UNC, so he doesn't always pick UNC. In the final, He had UNC right, just not the winner. This year he's riding with Roy Williams and the Tar Heels again. His Final Four, UNC, Kansas, Duke, and Arizona.
I think that's my Final Four.
I think so too. That's what I was saying. My Final Four seems pretty close to that as well. So
Barack,
we're obviously on
Mr.
Barack.
President, right on.
Right on.
Right on.
What'd you learn today?
A quick one for me. I learned that in Oakland, the owner of the Oakland A's is reducing beer prices.
Oh, good.
And
trying to keep them around.
But here's the best part. Did you know they have 77 different beers on tap
Good.
at the Oakland Coliseum?
IPAs.
Not 77 taps.
IPAs.
77 different beers.
Love it.
I'm gonna go around the world at the Oakland Coliseum.
That would be.
And I'm gonna call an Uber.
Yeah, and that's another situation where they stop serving in the 7th inning, so you may not.
So we got to get busy.
Yeah, you may not make that at all.
77 different beers.
That's a lot, my man.
I love it.
Hey, thank you. Great show today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, catch anything that you missed from this week or weeks past, podcastarena.com. We are on from 12 to 2 p.m. on sportsovertime.com. You can listen or watch it. Also, we are now on YouTube. So if you go to the sportsovertime.com YouTube channel, is that correct, Sean? The sportsovertime.com's YouTube channel, you will be able to catch our shows there as well. And then subscribe on iTunes to the Sports Bosses. We're on Twitter and Instagram somewhere. What is that?
The Sports Bosses.
The Sports Bosses.
Pretty easy,
We
right?
make it pretty doggone simple.
Listen, it's St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. Behave yourselves.
I'm wearing my green.
I'll understand if you don't listen to the show tomorrow, but behave yourselves.
I'll be wearing my green. I may even wear my green out to the beach in Fort Lauderdale.
Speedo?
We'll have to see how that works.
Banana hammock?
Oh, banana hammock. I like that. I want to say thank you to Zara Hernandez for the Spanish word of the day. I'll make sure there's no froth or foam on my espuma on my lip as I have my latte. Thanks to Sean
You better
Stanley.
get rid of it before you get home to see Kate.
I know. Hey, it's been a good one. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the games tonight. Make sure you fill out your brackets.
You know what? All the good ones are starting now. We're off the air. All the good ones are starting now.
The better ones are not tonight, though.
And tomorrow from 12 to 2, ain't no good game. So listen to us.
See you tomorrow.